Let's draw a daisy. So oftentimes we will make this sort of flower shape, and there's lots of different symbols of flowers, things that we look at and say, hey, that's a flower. But it's not really what a flower looks like. But I realize it's fun to draw symbolic flowers, but let's go ahead today and work on drawing from life. The first thing you need to do is decide what you're going to draw. I chose 3 flower heads to focus on. That way I didn't have too much information to deal with. Next, it's a good idea to take a reference photo. This will help you frame your composition, and also if you want to work on it later, you can always go back to that reference photo. Okay, now you need your setup, your sketchbook, maybe an easel, and a stool. You'll see that the 3 flower heads are just to the left of my sketchbook, so I can see them clearly, and then I'm ready to start drawing. The next thing you need to do is figure out your composition. So I have 3 different flower heads, and I use the red pen to show you what I was thinking about where each of these heads will sit on the paper. So I'm trying to take some time to direct my composition, and then I'm ready to draw. Here I've illustrated using the yellow pen, like the outline of the different shapes of my main flowers, and this really helps me in the beginning of my drawing to further set up the composition. So you can see that there's a right top corner to that daisy, a left corner, and then you go down to the left, then down more a little bit toward the right, and then up and across diagonally, and then another diagonal, and then it connects, and it makes that trapezoid shape. You want to look for those shapes and get those set before you begin. All right, away we go. We start to draw, and first getting that sort of trapezoidal shape of each of the daisies, and you can see that my pencil is moving lightly. I call those whisper lines, and I'm moving around the outside of each of those shapes until I get it about where I want it. I want to make sure that I don't go for the details first, but I keep things very loose and simple. Here you can see that I'm measuring. I'm actually measuring from the daisy to my paper the different vertical, horizontal, and diagonal lines. And what helps me out a lot is to look at the space between the daisies, between the stem, and find those lines and those angles. All right, I hope you got the idea with the measuring. I'm going to go ahead and go into time lapse here. So here we go. I'll see you in a minute. At this point, I'm still working in general strokes, getting general shapes in place. It's tough because I want to get in there and make all the little details. A challenge that I found in drawing with pencil and trying to make the flower appear white was I needed to do something with the background. So you're going to see that I'm going to stop the video and go ahead and add a layer of graphite onto the background so I could get the whiteness of the petals to stand out. Oh, you can see immediately how much that helps. I have not used an eraser yet, so the whiteness that you're seeing is just the pure paper. And then all I have to think about is the dark tones and the mid tones and keeping those light tones where I need them, which is the fascinating part of drawing for me. It's like a puzzle to try to figure out, how much do I have to add or how much do I not add to make it look like it's a real daisy. Drawing outdoors can be a real treat, and drawing with graphite pencil is such a good exercise and observation of tones from dark to light. So I challenge you to give it a try, and please direct message me on Instagram. I'd love to see your work. And if you don't want to watch this in slow motion, go ahead and fast forward to the end of this video so you can see my final drawing. Thanks, everybody.